teams rise like morning sun, chasing points, the game's begun. Big decisions week by week, fantasy glory's what we seek. Pick your squad, the clock won't wait. Captain choice will seal your fate. Two enthusiasts breaking it down. Fantasy kings, we're taking the crown.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tinker Time, an FPL pod, the show for every fantasy Premier League manager who's already second-guessing their 9th draft. It's Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, and whether you're finally locked into your Gameweek 9 draft or just here to scout some differentials, you've come to the right place. I'm Matt, alongside Jim, and we're here to help you tweak, test, and yes, tinker your way to the top of your mini-leagues. We'll break down the best value picks, fixture trends, and hidden gems, so you don't have to stare at your squad screen in despair. So let's pop the hood, crack open the spreadsheet, and get tinkering. Jim, how the heck are you?
This is a real treat. It's probably news to the listeners, but we have not been recording together. Our production is just so seamless. I'm sure nobody noticed, but to be back across the table from you.
This one's going to be fun tonight. George Santos is free. I mean, we're going to have some good conversations tonight.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah, I think he got let out. But no, in all seriousness, we have Gameweek 9. It's around the corner. We have a game tomorrow. Friday game. Whether we like it or not, it's coming. Whether we're ready for it. So much happened. This was a busy week.
A lot of midweek games.
A lot of midweek games.
Forest get their first win.
Not just a win. They had their first clean sheet in years.
To be fair, they scored 2 penalties.
Whatever, though, they didn't let in any goals.
That's true.
I mean, all of a sudden now, does Forest defense look attractive again?
I don't know if anybody's going to run the 4-4-2 to a perfection.
I don't know.
He might be the man.
We'll get into it. But why don't we go through the slate of games? Let's see what we've got going on this week, and what we can maybe expect and what we should maybe look out for. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right.
So starting Friday, we have West Ham coming off a short week because they played Monday. We have West Ham going to Leeds. I don't know here. This could be one of those ones where Bowen takes advantage of the easy opponent, but I don't know. There's still something about West Ham and their inconsistency that I'm afraid to bring anybody in. It might be easier to root against him and root for the road and clean sheet. I know you're on the same line there.
I'm rooting for the road and clean sheet. I don't think it's actually going to happen. As much as it pains me, because I am on record just as recently as last episode, saying that I have no faith in DCL. I think this is the game. I think he nags one here.
That lasted 3 days.
Listen, I'm not rooting for him. I'm not bringing him into my squad, but I think this is where maybe he gets one. West Ham have not given me any hope whatsoever.
Even though Bowen's tied for the 4th highest striker.
Yeah, but he's not playing defense. Fair enough. I mean, I like what Leeds have brought to the league this season. I feel like they didn't show last week. They didn't have their best performance. Short turnaround. Friday game, they got the spotlight on them. They're they got all the eyes on them. They're highlighting USA Network here in America. I think we could see maybe a couple goals here for Leeds, maybe a nice comfortable 2-0 win, maybe a 3-1. I don't know. Could be interesting.
Yeah, I think there'll be goals. I don't think there's going to be clean sheets.
I think the likelihood of goals over clean sheets, I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
Maybe a road and goal. That would be nice. That'd be insane. I'm not expecting
with a stock assist.
Oh, so are you showing your hand here a little bit?
I already have him. I brought him in last week.
Oh, you did. Did you tell me that?
You don't listen to anything I say.
Honestly, I was a little bit distracted last week, I will say.
Have your hands, feet, and mouth recovered?
My hands, feet, and mouth have recovered. You didn't even ask about my golf outing with my family. And yeah, we did get our asses handed to us. Yeah, we lost.
By the newlywed?
I can't speak for how well he played, but yes, his side.
Your foursome played, and then the other foursome played, and then you just compared scores?
Yes.
Why didn't you just cheat? I mean,
Oh, we have honor. And here's to honor. If you can't, the rest. If you can't
win the golf outing,
win the golf outing, just cheat. But anyway, we digress.
So do you want me to ask about your golf outing?
No.
Or you wanted me to ask about your hand?
I just said I was a little distracted. Okay. That's why I forgot about your stock transfer. But I think Leeds are going to pull this one out.
I could see that.
I could see that.
Next up, Chelsea hosting Sunderland. So I know myself, I'm hoping for a Caicedo return to the squad. He did start the did he start the midweek or did I think he did, and he got the goal midweek. I don't think Enzo started though.
No, Enzo did start. So yeah,
So they both started.
Chelsea played Ajax in the midweek game. Caicedo actually started right back. It was kind of an interesting lineup for Chelsea. So let's I guess I don't want to put a ton of stock into the midweek game because obviously Champions League
Yeah.
is not the Prem, but it is still a lineup nonetheless. I don't think Caicedo is going to start right back in the Prem, but interestingly enough, he did get 49 minutes. He did come off healthy. He did get a goal. Enzo also did start. He didn't play last week in the Prem. Injury concerns.
Why 49 minutes? That's a
Mm.
weird sub if he wasn't flagged.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch the game, so I'm not sure. That's a good question. Probably we'd have to probably speak with our resident Chelsea fans here.
Maybe we should just text Moses.
We could. Yeah, no, there's a yeah, no, he came off. Oh, you know what it was? Probably just because the score was 5-1 at that time.
Right. It was after they scored.
Yeah, yeah. So just kind of a
Yep.
keep him healthy. At that point, game was in hand. But yeah, I mean, Caicedo right now, I think, we talked about it a few weeks ago. He and Enzo, as far as midfielders go in FPL, they're two of the higher performing midfielders in the game, which is pretty wild. I don't think we would have predicted that to begin the season.
Definitely not.
Based
Definitely
on
on the same team
position.
too.
Right, right. I know.
And with the number of attacking players they purchased.
Yeah. So I think to your point, I mean, Caicedo right now, if you had to pick one player to bring in between Caicedo and Enzo, I mean, Caicedo seems to have the better numbers just on the season. Enzo seems to have lockdown penalties in Palmer's absence. Enzo is a little bit more injured, but he did play and start for Chelsea in this game. He did also come off after the game was a little bit more in hand. We did see him convert a penalty in this game too. So I guess between the two, who would you target if you were looking to bring one of them in? You did. I mean, you have Caicedo in your
So I
team.
did
guess
bring in
that's the answer.
Caicedo. I think it's just because it's a 0.8 mil difference. That's pretty significant.
So Caicedo's cheaper.
Caicedo's 5'9", Enzo's 6'7".
Mm.
Caicedo also has 5 more points than him. So take that for what it's worth. But yeah, I don't know. I think the point or the dollar savings is or pound savings is just worth it. Given how close they are. I don't know. Estevao took the penalty while Enzo was on the field. So that, maybe don't hang everything on penalties with Palmer out. But
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a fair point too. I don't know, it's a tough call. Another name that's been kind of floating around is Pedro Neto, right? So like I mean, Chelsea to begin the campaign, I think that the stigma was, they have so much squad depth other than Palmer and maybe João Pedro kind of put his name in that conversation of, pretty much nailed. It's very hard to choose a player because you're worried about that rotation, but it feels like Caicedo, it feels like Enzo, they've really kind of established themselves. With Palmer's injury, it feels like Neto has kind of taken those minutes at this point as that, kind of attacking midfielder. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think Neto is a player. I mean, as far as differentials go, I think he'd be a player you could look to target. But I don't know if I'm looking to bring Neto in right now.
yeah, especially they started Facundo Buonanotte. I have never heard that name before. I don't think I've ever seen a number 40 play, and I'm really excited.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid. Came over
Yeah.
from Leicester.
Just so many players. I mean, Mark Guiu got the start and the goal. A name that everybody had 2 months ago, but
I will say, so João Pedro, if anyone was looking, he did not play this game. He was actually suspended. So I guess the silver lining is he's well rested. So he's healthy. He will be available to be selected for the game this week. So
and let's also say they're playing Sunderland. So maybe he gets the start as a chance to bang a couple in, get his form back.
yeah, I will say after last week, I was frankly I was pretty fed up with
You were-
João Pedro.
You were peeved?
I was peeved. He had been busting all over my team for weeks. He just really, hadn't been booming the way I wanted him to. And I was ready to move on from him. But that fixture, that Sunderland fixture, I can't ignore it. So I'm not ready to move off him just yet. I gotta play the fixture here. I gotta believe that João Pedro's got one
Yeah.
more return in him at least before I'm willing to move on from him.
And then they have Spurs, Wolves, and Burnley. So they still have.
Well, we know how they play against Spurs.
We still have. Without Romero,
Chelsea's got a pretty good fixture run coming up. I could definitely see folks trying to load up on Chelsea assets over the next few game weeks.
Yeah, we'll see though.
Yeah.
Kind of a rolling dice.
On the Sunderland side, though, I mean,
Not even worth mentioning.
I don't know if you're looking to bring anyone in this week. However, I think if you've got, Mukiele, I think if you've got Alderete, I think if you've got even Reynaldo, I mean, I think they're fine to keep in your team. I don't think you need to move them out.
They're in your team for the price, not for
Right. Yeah, exactly. Um,
don't
Yeah.
start them for sure.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think even in like an absolute last ditch, I don't think you would.
Yeah.
Not based on, the remaining games in the slate. Worst case, go grab a Burnley defender. They're playing Wolves this week. Anything else on this one?
No, I'm good to move on.
All right. Next game, the Magpies playing Fulham.
They're gonna beat them up.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna beat them up for sure.
So, I think Newcastle have been in a pretty good run of fixtures for quite some time. They didn't really necessarily get the return last week against Brighton, but Voltemade has been that name. He's been in excellent form. Still just, scoring goals left and right. I'm trying to remember, how did they do in the midweek?
They won 3-0
Was it
against
3-0?
Benfica. Anthony Gordon scored, and then Harvey Barnes subbed on and had a double. Assisted by Anthony Gordon on one, assisted by Nick Pope in the other. Harvey's a good player. He just has been taking a back seat with Gordon locking down that left side and Voltemade coming in.
Interesting.
I think Voltemade is still who I'm trying to bring in. Good to see Gordon kicking some in, though. What is he priced at the moment?
Let's take a look. I have it on this screen.
And he's a midfielder.
Yeah.
So could be one to keep an eye on. If you're not going for Voltemade,
Even if you are going for Voltemade.
the double? Ooh.
I mean, what's to say you couldn't go the triple, right? I mean, would Voltemade, Gordon, and Nick Pope be the worst?
No, I think the defender's a good choice, safe
Yeah.
choice. Yeah, they have Fulham this week. Then they go away to West Ham, and then away to Brentford. Maybe worth taking a shot.
Could be.
Gordon, Voltemade doubling up. On the Fulham side, be a pass for me.
I don't really have much to say about Fulham. They've kind of just been like
Sad.
they've been that like irrelevant team. They're not doing enough to be talked about as one of the really bad teams, but they're not doing enough to be spoken about very positively either. They're kind of just
Should they be spoken up as a bad team? They have 8 points, 2 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses.
not great, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, right in the mix, but
they should be thanking Forest for really just taking all the attention because Forest have been awful. West Ham have been awful. Wolves have been awful. Like Fulham, I guess, really could have been getting some of this attention, but some of the teams have just been absolutely brutal this season. So
yeah. So I'm not going to bring anybody in.
no, not for this fixture.
Not for any fixture unless something changes.
And then that would bring us to the 12:30 Eastern matchup: Man United against the Seagulls.
Go.
Brighton Hove Albion. This is an interesting one. So I've been seeing a lot of action on the interwebs here. Folks that are very high on a certain player on United.
Oh, and United.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Take a guess.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super high. I think I saw like United are, second in the league in expected goals, ranked very high in expected goals. It's the same story, right? Like
That's the problem.
right.
They've been
But United, I think, if you look at their form, right, they have, as of late, they've kind of turned it around. Momentum is a thing, right? I think they've won, what, 2 of their last 3?
3 of 4,
3 of 4? Okay.
4 of 6.
4 of 6. So, like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's better than Liverpool,
They
right?
Beat, they beat Chelsea. They beat Liverpool. Got spanked by City, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's okay, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. Yeah. So, I mean, United they haven't silenced the critics, but they have
Kept the hope.
Yeah, like, things have been a little bit better at United.
It's done enough to keep Amram around.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah,
I think I sent it to you. Ange beat Amram in the final. Has gotten fired twice.
oh, yeah, yeah,
Pretty wild.
yeah, it's interesting. I know the old adage is like, well, Bomo's not on pens. He's not really gonna give you any source of defensive contributions whatsoever. So, if you were gonna pick one player, it would at least have to be Bruno. But, the counter to that has been the way Amarim's utilizing him. He's sitting so much deeper, so his attacking threat is really not there this season. I don't know. I mean, defensively, maybe other than, their new keeper, the Lemons guy, I'm still not touching United from a defensive standpoint. Again, I was quoted last week, unless Harry Maguire gets reclassified as a forward, unless they do that, which I think would be they've never reclassified a player's position midseason, right? I don't
No.
think they've ever done that. But I don't know. I just don't. I'm not willing to bring in Bomo just yet.
No. Looking at his numbers, he's only returned 3 game weeks. He did 10 points against Burnley, 6 against Sunderland, and 9 against Liverpool. That's not a great sample size for their big signing. I guess maybe not their big signing, Cunha and Chesko, but I would
Compare
want
that though to like
more
Salah.
of him. Yeah,
It's better than Salah.
right, but he's 5 mil cheaper than Salah.
That's the point.
6
though.
mil.
That's the point.
Okay, yeah. If you're leaving Salah for somebody,
Yeah. Like,
sure, but
it's just tough. He's not like his profile at Brentford was incredible. He
Mhm.
was exactly what you wanted. I mean, that's why he was sought, right? He was the reason why, United wanted, that's why he kind of graduated to a bigger club. But at the same time, like, I don't know how his profile now fits in to my team because I don't feel like that's what I'm looking for. But I could see some managers saying, hey, if there's going to be a player from United that I want to target, I think between him and Cunha, I would take Bumo over Cunha.
yeah.
So
Has Acuna returned yet?
I mean, he hasn't really been healthy. So I can't really say I mean, no, I don't believe he's even had a single return. Has he had a single return?
No, he
No.
has not scored more than 2 points in a
No.
match.
Yeah, but he's only played, I think, like 3 matches.
No, he's gotten points in 7 of the 8,
Really?
so he's gotten minutes.
I guess because maybe he had a couple international breaks where he had the injuries. Maybe I don't remember, but
I think he just wasn't getting more than 20 minutes.
I don't
Who
know.
knows? But yeah, agree. If you're gonna bring in a United attacker, it would be Momo.
Would you bring in Bruno this week?
No, not against Brighton.
No.
I don't know.
What's Bruno's form?
He had the 8 points last week.
So he's priced at 8.9, 36 points on the season.
Yeah, so we had 2 10-point weeks, 1 8-point week. He had a -1 point week thrown in there. So very similar to Mbeumo.
But United's fixture run coming up is actually not bad.
Not bad.
Brighton, Forest, Spurs, Everton, Palace, West Ham, Wolves. So nobody, I mean, depending on how much stock you put into fixture difficulty rating, nothing above a 3 until game week 17. So, you could almost bring Bruno in for the next 6 or 7 game weeks, set and forget.
Yeah, I might have to do that. Personally, I'm looking to get off Foden because he just has not done anything, and I could get to him. Problem is, yeah, I guess you could do it for those next 6 or 7, but then Buemo's going to leave for.
True.
What is that going to do for their attacking prowess that is still not even?
Who
They're not
slots in
returning.
Mason Mount? We just put
Probably.
him on the right side. Yeah, I mean, I think right now, if you're looking for a solid replacement, I think Bruno might be. It's tough to say.
I'd say Mbeumo. I would trust Mbeumo more.
He would.
Just because he's up there. He's in the mix more.
I gravitate towards Pens just because it feels like.
Yeah, but he's missed everyone he's taken.
I know. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to mull on this one a little bit,
Yeah,
but
mull it over. Brayden, you sold on Danny Welbeck?
no. I think he needs to retire. If he's 34 years old, like,
You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna have another double this week.
I know.
Then everybody's gonna move in on him. He won't return again the rest of the season.
Yeah, Brian, I cannot figure them out. I mean, props to them. They've just like figured out how to thrive in this league with players that seemingly have no business like playing well.
They just pull these surprise wins out
Yeah.
consistently,
Do you think
and then lose the ones you know.
Yeah. Do you think United do you think they give Brighton a check at halftime to get Baleba to just come over? Like,
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was
yeah,
a big
do you
storyline.
think they're just like, listen, we'll just take him at half and we'll do the press conference, we'll introduce him.
There's no tampering like that in professional sports. Nothing like that has happened in years.
I cannot
Days. I
imagine
haven't heard hours. I haven't heard any story like that.
that never happens.
What a wild story.
Can you imagine that? Like professional athletes just like doing shady stuff like that?
I can't see it.
Definitely not. Yeah, I think United lose this one.
No, I think they'll.
Do you think they win?
I think they'll win, but it's gonna be like a Casemiro goal, and like
Yeah,
you know, it's not gonna help anybody in fantasy. They'll get a win somehow.
that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's keep going here because we're talking way too much about Mboma, and I can't do it anymore. Let's talk about everyone's favorite team, Brentford. Are you bringing in Dango Watara this week?
Dango Watara. No, I thought it was Jesus.
Oh, well, yeah, I know, but he's the next guy.
I kind of want to do Jesus. I still have João Pedro. I gotta get off of.
Oh, you trying to get off João Pedro?
No,
Nice.
off of him.
Oh, you're trying to get off on him? Oh boy,
I'm trying to get away from João.
Danny Cruz. Listen, you called the solid bench this week. Sorry,
Midweek.
we're talking
Midweek.
Brentford, Liverpool. So Liverpool, midweek this week. What was the final score of their game this week? Trying to remember.
5-1.
So Solid didn't start. I think Verts actually got the start on the right side.
No, he did not.
Are you sure about that?
You sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
In the midfield. Oh yes, he did. I thought you meant a top three. They played 4 midfielders. Ekatike and Isak played together up top, which is interesting.
They played Frankfurt.
Yeah, so Verts 2 assists, Soboslai a goal and an assist, Ekpo a goal and an assist, Ekatike a goal, Isak 46-minute sub, so he is flagged with a hamstring injury, which is not great.
What a bitch.
Not great for those that brought him in trying to get ahead of this goal flood. Robertson with an assist. That's good to see.
Love Robo.
Old school. Van Dijk with a goal and Konate with a goal. So a lot of goals going around. Frimpong injured again. So
Can I just say, how great is it to see Mario Götze still just crushing it?
yeah, good for him.
You know, good for him.
How old is he? At this
Sandy
point?
Cheeks. Mario Götze.
How old is?
Shout out Josh Van Moriarty. Still in love with Sandy Cheeks. Anyway, how old is Mario Götze? Let me check. He's got to be up there. 33. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very young back in the day in that World Cup. Yeah. So I mean, you nailed the solid bench, but it wasn't. I mean, I don't know if it was as much a benching as just give him a chance to have a little bit of rest midweek. Liverpool had played a lot of games,
Benching is a benching.
but benching is a bench. We can assume.
I would know.
We can assume. Yeah, we can call Ronnie up. We can assume it was for disciplinary reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, 5-1 is a
Yeah.
thrashing.
So
It's a
my
beatdown.
takeaway, I don't see Gakpo not starting. He has just been the most consistent player.
I
they've
agree.
had.
I agree with you.
Probably second would be Soboslai and probably Gravenberg are like their best players this season so far. I regret not bringing Gakpo in and bringing in Isak, but it is what it is.
What is Gakpo? I feel like Gakpo was a player too that we had even mentioned on the preview at the first or second ep of the season. And we had even said, like, if he's able to lock down that left-hand side, like he's gonna be one of those players that's just gonna go overlooked
Yeah.
as like the third Liverpool asset that no one's gonna have. He's got 40 points on the season. He's still priced at 7.5. I'm not sure if that means he hasn't had a price rise. He's only owned by a little over 13.5%.
It's pretty good.
I mean, he has played, I'm just looking at his minutes, 90, 90, 90, 90, 60, 45, 90, 90. That is about as nailed as you can be in a system where they just brought in Ekatike, who could also play on the left, and Isak. So and Verts, who in theory I guess could also play on the left if they really needed him to in a pinch. Yeah, I mean Gakpo could be that guy. Now, what's interesting is he is getting the minutes. As far as goals scored, he has 3 goals and he has 2 assists. He is pretty much performing within his expected goals. So he's expected at 2.8 goals and expected 1.4 assists. So he's slightly, I mean, if you really want to get, he's slightly outperforming his expected numbers, but they're pretty much in line.
But he's got goals in Champions League as well.
Yeah.
So it's not I'm saying his form is more than
No, no,
3
no.
goals.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about those numbers I just referenced. Those are his Premier League expected
right.
numbers.
So his numbers in total are higher than that. So
Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, to your point, I think if, we've been talking all season like, oh, do you bring Kanizak? Do you bring in Ekatike? Salah's been not in Salah-like form, and for his price, it's very hard to justify Gakpo at quite literally half the price, just under half the price of Salah, just as nailed on minutes, has, I think, more goal contributions than Salah does this season.
yeah.
Could be that guy.
Yeah. Or it could be Isak. Fingers crossed.
Well, so I didn't watch the game, so you said he came off with a hamstring injury?
I didn't either. He's flagged with a hamstring now.
He's such a bitch. He's really a diva.
So on the other side,
Groin injury. You said hamstring or groin?
what did I say?
You
I
said
hamstring.
hamstring.
Is it groin?
FPL says groin.
They're connected. Where's your hamstring attached to?
Your booty,
Which is part of your.
lower back.
We should have a
We're not an anatomy pod.
physio.
Yeah, we could.
Physio.
We know any physios?
You know a couple.
I dabbled in college.
On the other side,
On the other side,
Thiago is the one that's in form. I think I said Jesus before. I got it mixed up.
this is also informed.
Jesus-
Christmas is around the corner.
Jesus is always in form
Okay.
in my heart. Thiago's the one that's probably their standout player so far, but they have a tough run coming up. So Liverpool haven't been keeping clean sheets, and Frimpong just got hurt again. But I would not use this as a chance to bring in a Brentford asset, because after this they have Palace, Newcastle, Brighton, then Burnley, but then Arsenal and Tottenham. So tough run through the end of the year for them.
Even though Thiago is, I think we looked, right? He is the third highest scoring forward this season.
Believe so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at his fixtures right now. Like you said, Liverpool, Palace, Newcastle, Brighton, Burnley, Arsenal. Those are his next 6. So not great to face.
Yeah.
All those are tough defenses, honestly. So I would pass.
And even at his price, I mean, he's 6'1". If he was 5'5" and you're filling a hole,
What are you doing?
should we move on to Sunday?
Let's move on to Sunday. Great idea.
Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. So matchup of the big field defenders.
Do you think he just like starts bawling on the field and he just starts crying? Or do you think no emotion?
He's thrilled that he's gone?
I think he's on record, right? He was an Arsenal. Was he in the Arsenal Academy growing up? I don't remember. He said he was a Arsenal
I
boy,
thought so.
like an Arsenal lad. I don't think he had any affinity whatsoever to Palace. I think he was very happy to move. Listen,
Listening.
I want you to rank, if you had to pick, Arsenal defenders, because I think we all can agree Arsenal defenders is not a wrong choice, but I want you to pick, if budget was not a consideration. Gabriel, Saliba,
I think
Timber, Calafiori. Put them in order, 1 through 4.
I think Gabriel's the most consistent.
Are you thinking out loud, or are you locking that in right now?
I'm logging that in.
Gabriel 1, okay.
Probably Saliba 2, just from rotation risk. But after that, I know Timber's one of the highest scoring defenders of the season. But has he started every game? I'm not sure. I would go Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Calafiori. How about you?
I think the only tweak I would make, I think I would probably swap Timber and Saliba. And the only reason, I agree with you. I think Gabriel, he's the most nailed for minutes. He is the biggest threat on set pieces. He is a DEFCON beast. I think he honestly, you could make the argument he is the best center back, best defender in the league. So I think you could make the argument that he justifies his price, may even be underpriced. Timber this season, I think if you take his rotation risk with Ben White out of the equation, it's been very attacking this season. I think that as far as how he compares to Saliba, I feel like his health has been a little bit of a question, not necessarily a question mark, but he hasn't been really fully healthy this season at times. So I feel like just taking that into account, I would rank Timber a little bit higher. And then Calafiori, I mean, there's been reports that Lewis Skelly could be, a little bit more of a rotation risk with him, but I feel like Calafiori's locked that position down at this point. So
Skelly was super highly owned preseason.
Right.
And then it dropped to nothing, basically.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's something more there that maybe we're just not seeing, but I think that's how I would do it. I think I would do Gabriel, Timber, Saliba, Calfury at this point.
Did you see it was one of the corners when they were playing Atletico? It was a screenshot. There was 4 defenders covering Gabriel on one of the corners.
I
And he
did not.
still ended with a goal and an assist.
I mean, that's yeah. I mean, they're gotta give credit where it's due. I mean, they're good. They're in phenomenal form. They got a nice little fixture run.
So Gyökeres also had 2 goals this game.
He did, and again, he's another player. Like, I think this is getting creepy now because I feel like we're talking shit about. Or I shouldn't say we're. I'm talking shit about a lot of players, and then it feels like they go out their next game and they get a brace, they get a Hattie. Like,
Can you talk shit about Foden?
Hey, filibuster, you have not been playing well this season. I mean, you've been a huge buster. Maybe go out there and score some goals. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe go earn your highlights. Anyway, yeah, Gyökeres, midweek he had 2 goals. I didn't actually see the highlights of the goals, but
I didn't either.
they're not important, right? At the end of the day,
Yeah, but they're European goals, and he's a European striker. Is he a Premier League striker?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I think Saka as a defender, including Rice, are probably safe choices moving forward.
I mean, I think honestly, like for me, yeah, like here's that Lewis Skelly like rotation risk again. Like,
Yeah.
is this just Arteta trying to manage minutes? I don't know. I think when it comes to Arsenal, it comes down to a couple things. Number one, health. Is if Saka's healthy, for me, he's up there in players that he can really light up a score sheet.
Mm.
He can really impact the game. I think you said it on our last ep. He didn't. He had 7 points.
Didn't score.
Didn't
no
score,
assists.
no assist, but still had a 14-point return if you captained him.
Yeah.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 14 points on a captaincy return is very good. Obviously, Odegaard's still, kind of going through his injury and whatnot, but they haven't skipped a beat. If anything, they actually have maybe looked better. So, yeah, and you know how forwards are. They're all head cases, right? Gyökeres just put 2 in the back of the net. Maybe that's what he needed to get on a roll. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
On the other side, so I know Mateta, they have a good run coming up. This is going to be a tough one for them. So if there's another move you can make, maybe hold off on Mateta until next week. But I think in the long run, getting him in is probably a smart move. Except for, let's say, Brentford, Brighton,
It's a really good run.
Wolves, then United, Burnley, Fulham. So looking good in the future. This is a tough one. Maybe hold off. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Sarr's worth it at the moment.
No?
Do you?
That's interesting. So Sarr, I feel like I would say compared to Mateta, he's taken a little bit of a back seat just purely based on goals.
And he was injured.
He also was injured. So which I don't think you can fault a guy for being injured. I'll be very honest. Every time we bring up a player, it's very hard for me to think about it just purely in isolation. What I mean by that, I can't help but think of it as like, okay, well, if I'm thinking about this player, I'm thinking about this player, and I'm probably moving on from another player. And that player that I'm probably moving on from is Salah. Like, that's just what's in the back of my mind. So, like, when we're talking about like Anthony Gordon and Sarr,
Yeah, but
I know it's just
I can't compare everybody to Salah.
I know that. I'm just saying.
You're gonna have funds to bring 3 people in.
Well, that's my problem. So like I feel like I'm trying to be unbiased. I feel like I have that little voice in the back of my head, which that I need to talk to somebody about. But that I feel like I'm trying to steer clear of because you can't compare the two, but it's hard not to.
I think
I'm really pissed at Salah.
you should have sold him.
I still could, but I don't want to take a hit. Oof, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing else to say on this one. I think the good players. I would hold off on Mateta, but then definitely
You bringing any
Yeah.
Palace defenders?
I don't have any Palace defenders, and I'm not.
Are you selling any if you had them?
No, not ahead of the run they have coming up.
Yeah, I agree.
Take the 2 or 4 points.
This could be a good game.
It will be a good game. I mean, Palace have had some awesome games this year.
At the same time, though, and by the same time, I mean literally they're playing at the same time, Villa and City. What
I don't
can
think
we
that's
say?
going to be as.
What can we say?
It's not going to be as close of a match. I don't think. Villa won their game today. Who did they?
I don't know.
They had a goal from somebody I'd never even heard of.
Who did Villa play?
I don't know, somebody in the Conference League
That's not
or
right.
Europa League. Where are they? I don't know. But more importantly, City did have a midweek.
And guess who scored?
Of course, Holland.
Bernardo Silva.
Your man. You
My
always
man,
have.
my man.
Another Savinho assist.
Another Savinho assist. Interesting, though. So Nico Gonzalez came off. Now, I'm interested because if we think about City's lineup, right? So Nico Gonzalez came off. Rodri was injured. So Nico was in theory, I don't want to say like taking the place of Rodri, because I don't think anyone can take the place of Rodri, but he's kind of playing in that position. But with Nico in theory going down, so Kovacic came in. I'm curious to see if Pep kind of changes up the lineup at all. You saw Holland obviously saw it up front. I don't think there's going to be any changes there. But his midfield today was Savinho on the right, Rico Lewis, Bernardo Silva, and Jeremy Doku. No Foden. Reinders came in, got about 25 minutes or so. Oscar Bob came in eventually. Marmoush came in for about was it 10 minutes or no? Sorry, 5 minutes. Ryan Cherky came in for 5 minutes.
What a disappointment Marmoush has been for somebody who was so hot to end last.
You think he's
season.
hot?
He was in incredible form. He was. I mean, I had him to start the season. I think a lot of people had high hopes for him, but then Reindeers stole all that glory. But now Marmoush isn't even playing.
It's a little perplexing, I will say.
And how frustrating is it, though, that they could just bring in Kovacic? Like, he's their third best midfielder.
Can I also say, like, I just don't understand. Like, I feel like these players just get, like, iced out at Chelsea. Like, he was just sitting there rotting away. And they was like, yeah, you're just not going to play him. Yeah, I don't understand it. But so I guess all I'm saying, you've got Philly on your team.
Yeah.
I just talked a bunch of shit to him. I don't know if Pep is just going to say, hey, Matteo, we're going to slot you in. You're going to play that role. I don't know if, he's been kind of doing this, 4-1-4, 4-1-4-1 for a little while now. I don't know if he's going to change formation.
Probably not. I mean, he's got the players to just keep going.
We'll see. That'd be interesting.
Still, Holland, easy captain pick.
Easy captain pick.
If they're going to score, I don't see Villa scoring. They've been in terrible form.
You don't see them even scoring?
Not against City.
I could see them putting one past City because I feel like, even Burnley put one past City. City's defense this season at times has been a little bit perplexing. I feel like they have like little lapses of just like, they kind of just fall asleep.
Yeah, everybody falls asleep eventually.
True.
Is it more surprising that Burnley scored than they didn't score, though?
Ask that again, because that didn't make any sense.
Before the Burnley game, would
Yeah.
you have guessed that they scored?
For Burnley played City,
Correct.
would I have guessed that Burnley would have scored against City?
Correct.
No, not at that point in time, because I would have
Right.
guessed that Burnley probably weren't good enough to score against City.
Right.
Correct.
So it's unexpected. Not like
It was unexpected, yes.
it's not like City.
But that was less about that was more about feeling that Burnley weren't good enough to score, not feeling that City's defense was impenetrable. Now I feel that City's defense has holes in it.
Vardiol came back. That's no longer a hole.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm not bringing in any Villa assets.
Are you bringing in any City assets?
I don't know what to do with Foden. So
Well, I just talked a bunch of shit to him, so he's probably going to go off.
that would be nice. So I have not decided yet what to do with that.
What would you do with Reinders if you had him in your team?
Is he dropped in price yet?
I think
Because
we
he got up to
actually-
what, 5'8",
I think we
5'9"?
looked, and I think we actually said he was. I think we actually said he was about to go up. Hold on, let's look. So he started the season at 5'5". He went up to 5'8". He is now at 5'7". So he went up to 5'8". He's back down to 5'7". So still technically up on the season.
I would get rid of him because
Would you
I
lose
know
him
he
before
just-
this game?
he just dropped, but he's almost the same price as Caicedo. 8.
Ooh,
Who would you rather have?
that's an interesting. That's so tough because every bit of me would say,
Look at
yeah, but
go
like,
on.
well, no, because every bit of me would say like Caicedo's not supposed to be attacking, but he seemingly is.
He is consistently, but Reinders scored 1 goal
I know,
at the beginning of the season and had some goals preseason.
I know.
So
Yeah.
form tells you any more than position.
Okay.
Yeah, but there'll be goals. There'll be goals.
What did you think about? Was it last season or maybe 2 seasons ago when Villa like changed their badge and then it was like, did you know that they changed their badge like a couple seasons ago?
No,
You didn't know that? You never saw that? Yeah. In 2023, 2024, they changed it for like a couple seasons and then they changed it back.
I didn't know that. You caught me. I like to break them in the split soup.
So stupid. Imagine the
I like
person
the
who put
sheets.
all that time into like, oh, we're going to change the badge. And then
That person probably got paid millions of
millions of dollars. It's probably some big wig at like Deloitte or some big consulting firm.
And sure.
Oh, I don't work there anymore, so it's okay. Crazy. Just crazy. Also, what happened between 2018 and 2016? They were like, we're just going to drop the words at the bottom.
Prepared?
Who gives a shit?
I wouldn't want to have prepared them. What if you're not prepared? Then you look foolish.
It just baffles me, people that make so much money to make seemingly meaningless decisions. Anyway,
Moving on.
Let's move on. All right. So next fixture,
Bournemouth hosting Forest.
Johnny Boy.
Like we said, Sean Dyche got the appointment, immediately went away in the Conference League. Was it away or was it home? I thought it was home.
I think it was
Regardless.
away. Yeah, it was snowing.
That's a perfect start for him.
He was wearing shorts.
2 penalties, clean sheet, took care of business.
His pressers are a must watch.
Which is crazy because the Angels were great too.
Forrest have done a phenomenal job of staying relevant. They really have.
I don't know what to guess with this one.
To be fair, I think so. If you still have Forest assets at this point, I don't know if you can call them assets. If you still have Forest players at this point, Godspeed.
Right. So let's focus on Bournemouth.
Yeah. So let's start with Bournemouth. We talked last ep about their 3 main players at this point. If you still have Semenyo, I wouldn't move Semenyo. He blanked last week. I would expect he's got the potential to bounce back. That being said, Forrest showed for the first time in pretty much all season, the ability to play some defense. So maybe Semenyo runs into a little bit of a wall here. He was never going to keep up that form all season. We'll see though. Hopefully he returns, but for those managers that don't own him, for the overwhelming majority of managers that do, if he blanks, then you would be in position to maybe benefit from that blank. What percentage is he owned right now?
He's owned by 63.9.
Nice.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. Senesi, Petrovic, I think if you've got them either as your defender or as your keeper, I think you can still feel good about starting both of them this week. Sean is, I think historically, he's going to try to beat you on set pieces.
What about those people that listened to me in Gameweek 3 and brought in Tavernier's coverage for Semenyo? Do you think it's time to go all in on him now that he finally returned last week?
So those 6 people probably, if they probably
6 people is like half of our fan base.
Yeah,
There's no way it was 6 people.
If they have Tavernier today, and they probably should move off him at this point. I know we mentioned last step Krupi Jr. at $4.5 million. I feel like he's going to get the minutes. I don't, I doubt he scores.
I forgot about it.
I doubt he scores. It's going to be such a difference. Like, with Nuno, I felt like, to be honest, I don't feel like Nuno really did enough to get fired. I feel like there was just personal shit going on for him to get fired. Ange was never going to play defense. So any Forest defender was going to be useless. Sean Dyche is going to play defense. From any opposing attacker, their value becomes a little less valuable at that point. So Krupi, sure, if he's your $4.5 million attacker, you could maybe stash him on your bench. I don't think I'd start him. I don't know if I'd ever start him, to be very honest, though.
And they have a tough run coming up. So they have City, Villa, West Ham, Sunderland, Everton, Chelsea, United.
That's tough.
The next 2 are tough.
It's not great.
It's not great.
But where are Bournemouth in the table right now?
Third.
They're third. So, I mean, they're bound to have a regression. I don't think they maintain this. I mean, they're probably only going to go as far as Semenyo takes them.
Right. With Evan Nilsson out, it's going to be hard to keep it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to keep it up, So now let's talk Forest.
I don't want to because
you think it's too early?
It's too early.
Okay.
Let's give them a game.
That's fair.
See what they look like.
If you have Forest players, though?
Nobody has Forest players.
Okay.
People would only have had Wood, and nobody has to do those.
Okay. I mean, you're probably right.
We don't have to talk every player. It's okay.
All right.
Who do you want to talk about? It seems like you're really dead set on somebody.
No, I mean, I was going to bring up Chris Wood, but
he's not even starting.
I know. Well, yeah. All right. We don't have to talk about it.
If he starts this weekend, we could devote a whole 10-minute section to him. You could lead the charge.
That's where, yeah, that's my whole question. If he starts, what happens? Because
Let's wait and see
I know,
how they
I
line
know.
up.
I almost don't want him to start because I don't want to reopen that door because I was moved on from him.
You have a hard time moving out from him and from Salah.
Oh,
You gotta just do it.
Wolves and Burnley.
I don't want to talk this one either.
I'm excited for Burnley. I feel like Jane Anthony. I mean, he should snag a
could be a
goal.
good one for Anthony.
You know, Jane Anthony he's still up there with top scorers for midfielders.
4 goals.
4 goals. What's his ownership right now? Still pretty low. 43 points on the season, 5.7 mil, only owned by 7%. I mean, phenomenal differential. They play Wolves this week, Arsenal next week, then West Ham in game week 11, followed by Chelsea and then Brentford. It's
Kind of flip-flop.
flip flop, but then Palace, Newcastle. So I guess if you go out, maybe 6 game weeks, really only 2, maybe 2 and maybe 3 fixtures that are favorable out of the next 6. So I could maybe be your 5th option in the midfield.
Yeah.
At 5.7 though, you probably could do
5.7.
it though. Yeah, but at 5.7, you probably could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you sold Salah.
Like if you have Reinders on your team, you could do it.
Yeah.
I guess if you have Reinders in your team today, I would move right to Jane Anthony.
Especially for this week.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I think, is this the week like you start Dubravka and Esteve? Like, do you double up on Burnley this week, you think?
Definitely Esteve. The Wolves can't score.
Wolves are so bad.
They stink. The best they can hope for is a 0-0.
We have to be careful because Spurs didn't get 3.
Doesn't matter. They stink.
They're so bad.
I have nothing else to say.
I have
on this game.
nothing else to say.
All
Go
right.
Burnley.
Moving on. Final match of the week. Everton hosting Spurs.
It's a
Jack
tough
is
game for
back.
Spurs.
Jack is back. Well rested.
Those Cavs, baby, they're going to be out.
This could be a tough one.
It's going to be a tough one.
Spurs drew 0-0 midweek.
Interesting lineup.
Ugly game. Odegaard with the start again. We said last week that's gotta stop.
Do you think we can get Sonny back?
No, I think we have a better chance to get Kane back.
I
also
think Sonny's
scored.
loving life in LA, by the way.
I mean, how could he not?
Yeah.
He's way closer to home than when he was in London.
Yeah, I mean, 0-0 to Monaco. Yeah, brutal lineup. Kudus, kind of uninspired. I mean, to be very honest, Monaco kind of dominated this game across the board.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Frank's game plan just to kind of take it on the chin, but Spurs they didn't really create. Not a lot of shots on target.
Xavi didn't even start. I didn't like that.
He had been playing a lot, but and I think I'd seen he had blanked in basically like his last. Well, he had blanked from an FPL perspective, but I think his first however many games he's played with Spurs, like he has no goal contributions whatsoever.
Didn't he get an assist the first game? Or was that Champions League?
I don't know if he got credit for it. I don't remember now, but
He's been very quiet.
he's been very quiet since coming over. Not what we brought him here to do. We did not bring him in to be very quiet. This feels like a trap game for Spurs.
I don't know if it's a trap game because we haven't been looking great.
He's a trap queen. When we look at Spurs fixtures, right? So Spurs fixtures were very favorable. They have kind of turned though.
They blew through the favorable fixture
Yeah.
without dominating.
So they've got Everton this week, Chelsea next week, United, Arsenal. They get Fulham in week 13. Fulham has always given Spurs fits before Newcastle. So, I mean, really the next 6 game weeks are very tough. Then they go Brentford, Forest before Liverpool and Palace, which are 2 very difficult fixtures.
Yeah.
Then things do lighten up, but I mean, now we're basically 10 weeks out.
That's Champions League.
Right. So I think if you have Spurs assets right now, which I do, I have a couple, I would probably look to move off of them. Kudus he's been fun to watch. He has not been the goal contributor that I have hoped he would be.
He's returned in 3 games, basically.
Yeah.
10 in week 1, 7 against Brighton, and then 12 against Leeds.
Yeah.
He's looked great. He's had some flashes. I mean, Spurs as a whole have just not been consistent.
Not great.
Goal scoring or clean sheets. This will be a tough one.
He's not going to give you defensive contributions either.
Yeah.
Van de Ven's the other, high owner. But he's not going to,
And Romero's out. for a couple weeks.
I was gonna say, did we get confirmation on what the injury actually was?
I read it. I forgot. So I was
Her feelings?
hoping to be back for the Chelsea match.
Okay,
So that's 3 weeks away.
lovely. Yeah, I would avoid Spurs right now.
Yeah, I might be moving off of Kudus. Probably keep Van de Ven.
Are you looking to bring Everton in at all? So Everton right now, I mean, Tarkowski's been that DEFCON beast. Right now they've got Spurs, Sunderland, Fulham, United, Newcastle. So Everton's fixtures also aren't great, and they got Bournemouth and Forest to wrap up their next 6. So I don't know. Maybe Jack.
In the eye if you're looking for real differentials, but I don't think so.
You know,
No.
I think you
Not
could,
with where my team is now.
I think you could get away with Tarkowski.
I can see a defender.
Yeah.
Even Pickford. Although
What is Pickford
he's
priced at?
5.5, I think. So maybe not.
Yeah, he's 5.5. I think
That's
Nick
too
Pope
much.
is the move over Pickford right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Chelsea keeper priced at 4.9, assuming he's starting. I mean, I don't know why he would lose his spot.
Yeah.
Chelsea's run is phenomenal. So yeah, I think right now, I mean that's a tough fixture as far as FPL goes. It's a tough fixture as far as Spurs fan goes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean,
Might get ugly. Might just need some comfort food after that.
I know right around like 12:30. That's like right around lunchtime.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes sometimes you just want like a nice can of like
Something heavy.
like a nice can of like beefarino.
Yeah.
And Jim, this episode is brought to you by Rusty's Choice Beef Areno, the hearty, tangy, meat-flavored meal in a can that's beloved by bachelors, broke comedians, and the occasional Central Park carriage horse. Made with a real elbow macaroni, a sauce that's vaguely tomato adjacent, and a flavor that screams dinner in a hurry. Beefarino is the taste of efficiency. Made with a real elbow macaroni, a sauce that's vaguely tomato. It's a good one. Made with a real Made with real elbow macaroni, a sauce that's vaguely tomato adjacent, and a flavor that screams dinner in a hurry. Beefarino is the taste of efficiency. Whether you're heating it up for a late night snack or sharing it inadvisably. I'm going to have to reread it.
It's really good.
I'm just picturing the fucking horse just singing. Oh my God.
The can itself is this big.
So big.
Man,
I'm crying my bed, Pop.
it's rich.
I'm going to have to cut that whole section.
About that yet.
That's what- And Jim, this episode is brought to you by Rusty's Choice Beefarino, the hearty, tangy meat flavor. I can't look at you. That's the problem. Cut that. And Jim, this episode's brought to you by Rusty's Choice Beefarino. Even the name is so ridiculous. I'm keeping all this in, by the way. Cut that. Oh, I don't know, but you try. I can't get through it.
Well, Matt, this episode is brought to you by Rusty's Choice Beefarino, the hearty, tangy, meat-flavored meal in a can that's beloved by bachelors, broke comedians, and the occasional Central Park carriage horse. Made with real elbow macaroni, a sauce that's vaguely tomato adjacent, and the flavor that screams dinner in a hurry. Beefarino is the taste of efficiency. Whether you're heating it up for a late night snack or sharing it inadvisably with an equine friend, Rusty's Choice is there for you. It's nostalgia in a can. It's sustenance in a pinch. It's Beefarino. Pick up a case today at rustyschoice.com and use code TINKER for 20% off your first order. That's rustyschoice.com, code TINKER. Rusty's Choice Beefarino, the food that brings people and horses together. Back to the pod.
Well, I'm hungry, I must say. All right.
Boy.
Sorry, I got a little choked up there.
Oh, we're running long.
We are. But I think we're almost there. Captaincy picks. I hope we kind of said it.
Yeah, it's Holland.
It's Holland. I mean, I think we can almost assume it's Holland until it's not.
Yeah.
But maybe let's pick 2 others. How about we each pick one?
Okay.
Based on this slate, what do you got? You want to go first?
Is it crazy to say Voldemort?
Ooh, it's not.
It's not.
It's not crazy.
And I really want to get him in. I want to get him in, swap him for João Pedro.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just not looked great.
They haven't looked great at all.
Yeah.
I was at you stole mine.
You asked me to go first.
I did.
All right, let's hear
I will
it.
admit.
Well, you had a spot even last time.
Well, so I was going to go Voltimate. Would it be crazy to go Salah?
No.
I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
Brentford. It's Brentford.
But what if he doesn't start?
No, he's going to start. He didn't start midweek.
He didn't start mid. Exactly.
Yeah,
and it worked out.
He was,
And it worked out. He scored 5 goals.
yeah, but I mean, it's Brentford. So let me.
The only reason
hold
I'll
on.
say it's not crazy is that Isak is flagged. So he
Yes.
might not start.
That was part of it. So here's my reasoning. If you have Salah in your team, there's a very decent chance you either don't have Holland because you made the decision a long time ago that you were going to go Holland and not, sorry, you were going to go Salah and not Holland.
I don't think that's very popular.
No, I feel like at the beginning of the season, people said, I'm either going to pick Holland or I'm going to pick Salah. Or there were the managers that said, I'm going to pick both, but I'm going to feel it in other places because at the time, feeling it. Where do we go from here? So to your point, though, Zach being flagged, are they going to push him on a short week against Brentford? Probably not. Ekatiké's healthy. He probably slots in back up front.
So we got off the
Wurzel slot back in the number
Starting
10.
point, yeah.
Gakpo is going to maintain his position on the left. Salah's definitely going to start on the right. This could be the week. I mean,
why not bring Verts in then?
well, I don't have him in my team. I'm not going to bring Verts in. I mean,
You could get to Verts from Salah, captain him.
I could.
Anyway, I don't think it's a crazy pick. I think you need a good vice captain, though.
He would be my third pick.
Okay, fair. I can see that.
As far as differentials go, I mean, we mentioned a few. Jaden Anthony was one of them.
It's probably it.
What is Voltimate's actual ownership right now? Curious. Is he technically classified as a differential right now?
I think
No, he's
he
at
was
18%.
Yeah, he was over 10 on Monday.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Anthony against Wolves is a great differential pick.
Oh yeah, we talked about Anthony Gordon.
I'm in.
Anthony Gordon's only owned by 3% too.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. You meant
I meant
you and Jane Anthony.
Jane and Anthony.
Okay, so
but-
both Anthony's.
But Anthony
Jane
Gordon is
Anthony
also a
Gordon.
good pick.
Jane Anthony Gordon combined is owned by less than 10% of
Yes.
managers.
And we did talk about the double up, Voltimate, Gordon.
Yes. So I think that
Could be good.
yeah. So that being
Very cool.
So, do we have any defenders that are differentials? I like to get all three levels.
One of each.
I think we said was it Richards? Yeah, Richards. Chris Richards.
Yeah, but not against Arsenal.
True.
Next week, for sure.
Um,
Although, what's his ownership? He's not.
Chris Richards only owned by 3%, 4.5 mil.
I'm surprised.
I think a
It's
lot of
only
folks are
4.5.
at Marquez
Yeah, but
or Munoz. Yeah, Marquez at 32%. Munoz is at
5.5.
he's at 13%, and then Pamplemousse Lacroix is at he's only at 4%. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about a defender differential.
Yeah, I don't see many clean sheets this week. So
Is he any?
Burnley. So maybe Esteve. But he's not a differential.
He's not a differential though.
Maybe another Burnley defender. Double up on Burnley defense.
I don't know if there's a single clean sheet this week. Now that we look at the whole slate,
Burnley.
you think? I don't know. I think Burnley definitely win the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves could put one past them.
Based on their track record of scoring goals this year.
I mean, they have a few goals this year, but that's fair. All right, why don't we look at
Lord Tinkerton?
do I do Lord Tank's team first, or do you want to do our teams?
We could. I haven't decided yet. So I want to get off of João Pedro, probably get to Voltimate, and I want to get off of Foden and go somewhere else. So maybe Gordon, like we said, double up on Newcastle. Maybe go a United player
Wow, that's
for that.
that's crazy.
I mean, it's not crazy. We said they have a pretty good. They have a middle of the road
It's not
run.
crazy.
So I could get to Bruno and I can get to Mbuemo and get to Voltimate.
I don't know why you just said Bruno. And I thought about the movie.
All right, what are you doing?
So I actually already made my transfer because
This is 2 weeks in a row you've done it
I know. Well,
very early.
we had our conversation after last episode, and sometimes I have to take our own advice. I had to get in front of a price drop because I'd be stupid not to. So I actually moved off of Xavi because he was about to have a price drop,
Interesting.
and I brought in Mr. Leto, Pedro himself.
Wow.
We'll see if it backfires.
I like it.
I mean, only owned by 4 point. I
Good
feel like
differential. A lot of rotation risk.
I don't know though. I mean, who is he at risk with? Gittins?
Be anybody. Tadeo, Mark Guiu.
Yeah, but I think Guiu's going to start up top. I feel like he's not really. I mean, João Pedro's going to take that spot.
Or is Pedro gonna? Maybe they both play. I don't know. Hey, listen.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Neto's
I
minutes,
like a differential.
if you look at his minutes, he's played 77, 74, and 78 in the last 3. So he's not playing the full 90.
But he's only returned once this year.
Well, in his last 3 where he's really played, he's had a goal and an assist.
Same game.
Yeah.
Against
Forest. But he's playing Sunderland.
on Edge's depth.
Hold on. No, yeah, but he's playing Sunderland, Spurs, Wolves, Burnley.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
are
they got
those
a good run.
defenses much better than Ange's Forest defense?
No.
I mean, maybe Sunderland's is
I
the
like it.
best out of those
like it.
3. I don't know. So it's a question to your point of, is he going to get the minutes?
Well, it looks like he's getting the minutes. Is he going to return? Is
I
he going
will-
to start the season? He was getting minutes.
True. Yes. And he did have a goal back in week 2, but again, West Ham defense. So it's one of those things where it's like, if he's got the fixture, it feels like he's had a propensity to maybe get a return, but I'm almost kind of banking on the double up here of Neto and João Pedro. Maybe they link up. Maybe Neto's able to get a assist to the João Pedro goal. I know I talked very poorly of João, but I couldn't move off the Sunderland fixture. It was too good to pass up.
I know. But you have Ultimate, so you can't.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this week, as far as my team selection goes, I am going to start Dubravka in goal. I am going to go with Van de Ven. I'm gonna start Mark Guiu because I just feel like he's had I don't want to say he's fixture proof, but I mean he's a player of the season. I can't not start him. Joe Rodon's gonna get the nod. Salah, Kudus, Pedro Neto, Semenyo in my midfield, and then Holland, João Pedro, and Ultimate. So that's what I'm going with. Nick Pope on my bench. I'll give Dorgu the nod as my first sub. Josh King, and then Reynaldo. I could maybe swap King and Reynaldo. That would be really my only. But I hope none of these players come on. And then Holland gets my armband. Salah gets my vice. I'm pretty locked into this. I don't plan on taking a hit. So spoiler. Should we do the AI? Lord
Let's do it.
Tinkerton? All right. So Tinks himself. Let me just bring this screen over here so you can see it. So Lord Tinkerton going into this week has 1 free transfer and $500,000 of budget to tinker with. So we asked the AI what move they should make. Interestingly enough, they are, even with Evan Nilsson flagged, they are not recommending to move him out. They're actually recommending to move out the player that they just brought in last week, which was Juve. They are recommending to move out Juve and bring in none other than Chris Richards, which
He's already in their squad.
oh wait, sorry, was it Chris Richards? Who was the player? Let me double check. Hold on. We're doing this live here, folks. Hang on.
Agbadu.
No. This was
Did you already do it?
hang on. Wait, did I already do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't already do it. Hang on.
Is Agbadu in the squad?
Well, he was already in here. Hang on a second. The AI is so dumb at times. Okay, hold on. Nope, wait. So he's already in there. So they're telling us to do this one because he's already in there.
Well, that's even a worse decision.
Well, it's a decision nonetheless. So, all right. So their recommendation was to move out Juve. Am I saying that right? Juve. And bring in Mukiele. So we're going to do that. So interesting move. I mean, I don't know if I would do it myself.
Going against.
They're throwing some money in the bank.
Maybe they're planning something big for next week.
Yeah. And okay, transfer is made. And we'll have ChatGPT also choose their starting lineup and who their captain is. And we will lock that in before lineups lock tomorrow. So lineups will lock tomorrow. Just looking at the fixtures that we have here. Deadline is tomorrow at, what is that, 1:30? 1:30 Eastern with a 3 p.m. Eastern kickoff.
Friday afternoon football.
Do we have any other price changes? So Gakpo will go up tonight. If you're listening to this tonight, Ultimate will probably go up tomorrow at some point. Interestingly enough, Edward Cullen from Burnley, probably on the rise.
He's been on the rise for a while.
Yeah, some of these players will probably go up after the deadline, which is interesting because I don't think at that point, like, who really cares?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of these have like been to this point and then have sat here.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's interesting because Voltamade is only like 48% of the way there, but they're saying he's 96% likely to go up tomorrow. It is what it is.
Everybody jumping off Shop Pedro.
Yeah. I'm just looking also at who's likely to fall. I don't think there's really anybody notable that would fall before the deadline. Yeah, Mark Guiu maybe would fall. So if you still have him in your squad, he is likely to fall in price tomorrow down to 4.3. So that could be some funds that could be important. If you're banking on that. But other than that, no real notable price changes in the next 24 hours or so between now and the transfer deadline. Did we cover everything, Jimbo?
I think so.
This deadline kind of
That's a
snuck
good
up
one.
on us.
A short week, even shorter for West Ham.
2 losses in 1 week.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. You think Jared Bowen forces his way out? I think he just says, like, I'm done with this shit.
In January,
They should sell him.
they should.
If they know what's good for him.
They're going to be down next year, so they might as well.
You think they
cash in
actually
now.
hire Nate? They should.
Maybe.
Season 5 of Ted Lasso.
Season
They
5.
actually, it's like it's a reality show. But no, in all seriousness, it was great to be back in person.
Absolutely.
This is kind of what it must have felt like when people like reopened after COVID, or like people got back in person.
When you're acting like you weren't part of that.
I never
that
went back
happened.
to the office. I still work from home. Work. I love my job, so I don't work with it. You don't work. You
Must
love
be
your job.
nice.
Must be nice. Well, no, this podcast is not work. It's just fun. But no, and in all seriousness, as always, please do drop us a follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Drop us a comment. Let us know who you're thinking about captaining this week. As always, drop us a nice roast comment. Jim Aram, Paul Gonzalez, roast us. We love that shit. I will drop the code to our mini league in the description. As always, happy tinkering. The deadline is just a few hours away.
Good luck.
Happy tinkering.
Draft dreams rise like morning sun, chasing points, the game's begun. Big decisions week by week, fantasy glory's what we seek. Pick your squad, the clock won't wait. Captain choice will seal your fate. 2 enthusiasts breaking it down. Fantasy kings, we're taking the crown.